Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
This is John and John from BQuest.
And I'm John.
And I'm John.
Really?
No shit. And today we're here to talk some more about some of our tools, aren't we, John?
We are, John. Yes, and this is tool number 2. This is an intro for people for tool number 2.
Tool number 2.
Which we're giving them numbers so that we can identify them a bit easier, because they sound fucking weird.
People do shit linear, right?
So tool number 2 we're calling Are They My Feels?
Are they my feels? What do you mean by feels?
Well, it's young talk these days. They say feels about everything. So
Hashtag feels.
Thoughts, feelings, emotions, they call them feels.
Sweet.
So anything, thought, feeling, and emotion that we have, it's not necessarily ours. Just because it's inside of us doesn't mean it's ours.
No shit.
So we use this to identify if the feels are ours. And
so what do you mean by feelings?
So feelings can be physical feelings like
right.
pain, or it can be just general feelings, but often any thought, feeling, or emotion. So a pain, a hunger is a feeling. So things like that.
All right.
So tell us one of the major examples that you've recently had.
So I had quite a good one recently. Been going to work in the city in a big office, high-rise with lots of air conditioning. Right?
Yes, the air conditioning. It's
always air conditioning. And the last few times I've been going down there, particularly it's become really noticeable. My nose has been blocked for longer periods of time, right? And so I'm sitting there and I'm complaining, damn air conditioning's making my nose dry and so on and so on. And
I can't even put it on in the car.
Right, you can't put it on the cars, turn it off. Anyway, so it occurred to me to check, is that my feel, And so I checked, I was like, is that mine? And it was no. And as soon as I checked, my nose instantly cleared and it wasn't blocked anymore.
And so, how did you check that? What did you say?
So I guess I focused in on the feeling in my nose. I was like, okay, I focused in on that feeling, and then I just asked myself the question, is that mine?
What happened when you asked the question?
And as soon as I asked the question and, I've got a heavy feeling, which is our intuition, our checking in tool, as soon as I realised it wasn't mine, my nose just opened up. And the block feeling went away. So
when you asked the question, the block feeling got less blocked, did it?
It did, yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's how you knew it wasn't yours.
Right, so just that slightly sort of less block feel.
Yeah.
And then once I sort of, realised that, oh, hang on a sec, this ain't mine. It's like, fuck off. And off it went.
Yes, that's, we have different ways of saying this, but that's one way of saying it. I had a friend who I talked to a lot about this stuff, and he doesn't believe it all. He's a super skeptic.
Yep.
And so he doesn't believe any of this stuff, and one day he comes over and he's got a pain in the back, what he's calling a liver pain, and he had it all week. It had been about 5 days non-stop, and it was quite heavy pain. So he was telling me he was going to go to the doctors that afternoon. And I said, okay, I know you don't believe this stuff, but just humour me for a minute. You don't have to believe it, just humour me. Feel the pain, the liver pain that you've got that's been there for 5 days non-stop.
Yep.
Just focus on the feeling and say, who does that belong to?
Okay.
And does it get less painful or more painful?
And what happened?
And he said it got a little bit less, and I just said, say return to sender, say go away. And he did that, and I got him to do it 3 times, and the pain went completely away, and he was just stunned. He just looked at me and goes, but that's liver. I've been drinking too much, I've been doing this, I have to go, it's gone. It's like it hasn't stopped. No. So he was just blown away, but just by repeating it. But so he didn't have to believe it, he just had to try it.
Right. And so he went through what he thought it was.
Yes.
Right. Gave you all the excuses under the sun, so to speak.
He thought drinking too much, this and that.
Yeah, right.
Strained his rib or something like that.
It's pretty amazing, like when you do catch one of these, and mine for me it was the nose, and for our friend it was his back, and they dissipate, they just go
instantly.
It's quite incredible.
You can actually feel it dissipate.
Yeah.
So what has this helped you out with? How's it changed your life?
I guess for me, there's a sense of power to be able to check, is that actually mine?
Yes.
So wherever I am in whatever situation.
Yeah. So it's
and so it's just incredible,
Yeah.
We go around, we pick up all this stuff from other people.
Yeah.
It's just.
So what other things have you picked up? What are just
another one
things?
For me, being out and about at times, I used to get this sense of being nervous or being anxious. And I'd be completely fine. The next second, I'm just, I feel a little bit anxious, a little bit nervous. And once I started to use this tool number 2, I was checking in, and I think nearly every single time I checked in on it from that point on, it was like, hang on a sec, this isn't mine, you know. And so I'd say goodbye to it and send it away. I might have to do it a couple of times, you know, as you say. But it then boom, no longer nervous, no longer anxious, and at times, you know, you'd go from feeling a little bit heavy to just like feeling light. You know, you'd take a big deep breath all of a sudden, you'd have this like,
spaciousness
what was
around
that? You know, and you just brighten back up again. It's incredible.
And it's instantaneous. It's like,
Yeah.
and you know, we get into the neutral space, as we call it. We don't believe it or disbelieve it. We just check.
Right.
And focus on the feeling. Focus on whatever it is. If it's a pain, if it's a thought, even thoughts. You know, we have these thoughts of worry, of, you know, turning up late to work. You know, I used to get one. You know, when I gave up drinking alcohol, I used to drive past the pub on a Friday afternoon, and as I was driving down Terrigal Drive, even months later, I'd drive down and at 3 o'clock on Friday afternoon, I'm like, I really feel like a drink. I'm like, I don't even like drinking anymore. And it's like, who does that belong to? And it's like, oh, it belonged to so many people. And I've gone, goodbye. And then all of a sudden it's gone.
Off it went.
There's no, and we can do the same with hunger. We can do the same with all those sorts of things. So that's the light feeling or the less intense feeling gives it to us. So we can say, is that mine? And then if it gets less intense, whether it's a thought or a feeling or emotion, this is the tool. If it gets less intense, we can say goodbye, or we can say return to sender. The original way I used to say it was, who does that belong to? I would focus on the thought or the feeling, or say it was a hunger. Oh, I'm hungry. Go, oh, who does that belong to? I get a little bit less hungry. Say return to sender. And it will return to senders. It could be a lot of people's hunger.
Could be a lot of people's hunger.
So it
could be in a food court.
Yeah, it could be at lunchtime at work, you know, in the city. It's like there's about 5 million people that are hungry right now.
Coffee breaks. Everyone's gone for a coffee break and suddenly you get
cigarettes.
Cigarettes as well.
Yeah. So these are, this is, as you do this more and more, you start to realise that, hey, all these thoughts and feelings that I have, most of them aren't mine. It's like, but how do you know? Because you've got the thoughts and feelings are inside you, so you automatically assume they're yours.
Okay.
But I can't feel your feelings over there.
Why not?
If I'm going to feel your feelings, I've got to feel them in here. So just because I'm feeling them in here doesn't mean they're mine. It's, you know, this is the assumption we make, and then we create them, and we make them our own by making them intense and making them heavy. We go, oh, I'm hungry, so we'll automatically make ourselves hungry.
Wow.
It's like, or I'm stressed, or I'm nervous, or I'm anxious. All of those things. So, you know, this is a very simple tool, very powerful tool, and we use our tool number 1 with it, which is the checking in if it's right. But basically, we're just feeling the feeling or the thought, and when we ask the question, is that mine? If it gets less intense, so if the worry gets less, or the hunger gets less, or the anxiousness, or the pain,
whatever it is,
then we just say goodbye, or return to sender, or piss off, and then it goes. But we may have to repeat that 4 or 5 times on the same one, because sometimes it can belong to many people.
Okay.
So that's that tool, and it's quite a fun one once you get used to it.
It is quite a fun one.
And we can join our courses and learn how to use it better. You can just practice it by yourself.
You know, and it really gave me a sense of like space. You know?
Yes.
Like in freedom, and it's like, you know, holy shit, so much of this stuff isn't mine.
And inside your body as well, you get more space.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's incredible.
Inside your head. So yes, that's that tool, and you can click on our video. We can go onto bequest.me.
Yep. Drop a comment if you want to find out more, or give us some feedback.
Or drop a doubt in the comments, and
link
into it. No thanks. Don't
follow and subscribe.
Turn that on to sender. So
who's that? Who's that?
Okay, guys. So thank you very much. That's us, John and John from bequest, and tool number 2 signing off for now. And join us for more tools if it works for you.
Thank you very much.
Bye.